What's up everyone, I hope yous are all good. In this video I'm going to be highlighting the problems that I can see nowadays between men and women, because let's be real, like the relationships are absolutely gone out the window nowadays. How men are acting is gone out the window, how women are acting is gone out the window. People who are actually improving their lives, they don't really give a shit about the opposite gender most of the time. They're just thinking about the future, about family, maybe finding a wife or a husband and settling down. And then the people who are going out every single weekend, they're not improving their lives and they're still expecting to get some 10 out of 10 partner, which, let's be honest, that's just not how the world is working. But more importantly, I want to highlight the agendas that are being pushed and why they're being pushed for a reason. Like, you have to realize that they are pushing these agendas, these ideas that men and women have nowadays about themselves. That's not for no reason, and it just doesn't come out of the blue. A lot of people aren't thinking logically about us as human beings. They don't think logically. They hear ideas that everyone else thinks these ideas are cool or trendy. They defend these ideas. They keep talking about these ideas. And these ideas are literally ruining society. They're ruining men tapping into their masculine energy and women tapping into their feminine energy. So when you have a man who's tapping into feminine energy, then you have a woman who's tapping into masculine energy. That's totally messing up how everything works. That's totally lowering your frequency. We have to realize that men and women are very different, and that's for a reason. That's so if we're in a relationship, we can benefit each other. That's why we are very, very different. But for that, you have to realize that in the world today, they want you out of your natural state. And for you to be out of your natural state, they need you confused. They need you living in fear, and they need you misguided. Like, you can't guide yourself. The system needs to guide you. You don't guide yourself whatsoever. Now, if you have a man or woman who's in a relationship, and that man is tapped into his masculine energy, into his spiritual self, even it could be religion or something the likes of that, and same with that woman, if she's tapped into her feminine energy, they're going to work together as a team. The yin and yang effect. They're going to be work together as a team and actually be the most powerful people they possibly can be in that relationship. They're not thinking about all this sort of crap. Nowadays, what's basically happening is you see men who are desperate. You have the hub and all the likes of that stuff for men. So men rely on that cheap dopamine. They don't improve their lives, and they'll just be chasing women on nights out. And these women are looking at them like, what the fuck? What use is this guy to me? If anything, I'm going to take advantage of these type of men by starting an OnlyFans. So then these women who already are born naturally with their value, because beautiful women who are born naturally, yeah, okay, they might go gym and stay in shape and the likes of that, but other than that, they're born naturally like that. You can literally start, there's so many beautiful women that can just start OnlyFans and make millions like that. And that's because they literally take advantage of men. There's nothing pushing them to willingly look for a man to take care of them or provide. And I'm sorry, that crap where women are like, I don't need a man, I don't want a man to provide for me. That's absolutely crap. Women do not like working jobs. They are not meant to be working jobs. That's why if you see women who are working jobs constantly, they're always tired. There's problems with their thyroids. There's problems with the hormones. They can't deal with as much stress naturally as men. And that's biologically, by the way, just got to do with hormones, that men can deal with more stress. It's totally out of their natural comfort zone. You could put it that way. So that thing where women are like, oh, I'll do it. A woman will get bored after a year or two of her job. That's absolutely facts as well. Like, most 99% of jobs, there's certain jobs that women naturally like doing that women naturally don't really get drained from. Say if it's like daycare, primary school teaching, things that are in their natural feminine energy. A woman who's waking up, going into an office, working a job she doesn't even like, dealing with all this bunch of crap from men, and then expecting a man in this world to provide for her, sorry. It's just unrealistic nowadays. So then women just say, okay, well, how can I take advantage of men? I'm not saying every single girl is doing OnlyFans, but that was just an example of why OnlyFans has got so popular in the recent years. And also when it comes to the hub and the likes of that explicit content, the whole reason that men watch that more than women is because men are the one who are feeding into the lust. The women aren't feeding into the lust. The women can go on a night out and get a man if you're semi-decent looking any night you want. When it comes to a man, there's loads of factors that go into that. Obviously, if you're super attractive as a guy, which very, very few men are, then you're going to be able to get women. But then after that, it comes to status, and it comes to money, and it comes to confidence, it comes to you being funny. There's a lot more characteristics that goes into that. And then you have men who are simping over women. They don't care about that woman's personality. They don't care if that woman spits on them. They'll still do anything possible to get that woman. That's literally how the world's working. How do you fix this? If you're in this dilemma and you're like, okay, well, yeah, the dating world nowadays is absolutely fucked. So what do I do as a man, or what do I do as a woman? You improve your life as an individual. You have to realize you take self-accountability for absolutely everything as well. If you've been through bad sprees or relationships and all, that is your fault. You are the one who went through that. And by the way, you should be learning from them bad relationships. You don't get out of a bad relationship and think, okay, well, everyone else I meet now, everyone else I go into a relationship with is going to be like this last person. That's not how it works. People who say, oh, I attract this type of guy, I attract this type of girl. No, you attract that type of guy or girl because you think you attract that type of guy or girl. Whatever you think, you're going to bring to a reality. So if you actually believe something, you're going to bring that thing to a reality. By the way, don't mind my mates just there in the background, moving around. We're just staying in Bali at the moment, so they're just doing some stuff if you can hear them in the background. But anyways, yeah, you have to realize that men and women are naturally meant to be progressing every single day in their masculine and feminine energy, and when they're improving every single day as an individual, they will get good enough where they come across someone of equal value. So there's nothing wrong with having standards for like you having a partner. There's nothing wrong with you having them standards if you have standards for yourself first. So if you have low standards for yourself and you're expecting a high quality partner, that's not going to correspond. That does not make any sense. If a guy is going to the gym every day, if a guy's looking after his health every day, if a guy has a skill where he can make money for himself, he makes good money for himself and all the likes of that stuff, he knows how to defend himself, he has loads of traits and aspects where he's a good high quality man, obviously he's going to look for a woman of equal quality. He's going to look for a woman that brings peace. He's going to look for a woman who looks after herself, all the likes of that feminine energy. He's not going to look for a woman who's there going out every single weekend, looking for attention off loads of other men and all the likes of that stuff. He doesn't have time for any of that bullshit. Same with a woman who looks after herself, who looks after her body every day, who looks after her. She doesn't just give her energy to anyone. She doesn't beg for attention from a bunch of guys. She doesn't post a bunch of crap online to get attention from men. Remember I said to get attention from men. Nothing wrong with posting online as a woman. Just, you can tell if it's for the wrong reasons though, if you get what I mean as well. A woman who's truly holding herself to a high value is not going to just go for some average bummy man. That's how it should be. But the problem is, you have a lot of beautiful women nowadays who see the bummy men and just want to take advantage of them, as through selling their body online or posting online and asking them for money online and the likes of that stuff. And it all leads back to the agendas pushed today. You have to realize that because of how big social media is, they're going to use social media as a tool to push agendas and to push views and to have a left and have a right and all the likes of that. It's all absolutely crap. It's all crap. All this left and right stuff, all this agenda stuff, it's all absolute bullshit. Do not focus on it. It's set up for you to be living in fear and confused. You have to realize, for there to be a football game, there needs to be two different teams. So when you see this left and right wing and all this crap and all this agendas and you have all of the crap, it's all bullshit. You concentrate on your spiritual self. You concentrate on yourself. You concentrate on what you need to go through in life. And if someone tries to bring hassle to your life, just don't have time for it. Don't have time for that bullshit. If their brain is involved in a bunch of matrix ideas of what's going on in the world, unless what goes on in the world directly affects your life, do not worry about it. Be aware of the truth of the world. Be aware of the system set up in the world. Be aware of why the world is the way it is. And say, okay, well, the world is shaped this way for them to take advantage of us in this way. That's interesting. Cool. Now I'm back to improving myself. There's some people who decide to focus on that stuff and just live in fear. Like, oh, this is going to happen next. There's UFO sightings here. There's this, there's that, there's this, there's that. There's always something to keep you living in fear or to keep you confused or to keep you wondering. As long as they have you concentrate on anything but yourself, they're chilling. And that's the same with why they target men with the hub and all that stuff with women. You're literally giving your energy to pixels on a screen, to women online that would never even look at you probably in real life, and you're just giving your energy away, your life force, your semen that creates life, you're just giving it away to pixels on a screen. And that's why the hub and all the likes of that stuff is free. So anyways, hopefully that video helped men and women understand like what's going on with relationships and why men and women are kind of acting in the way they are. I'm going to do a more in-depth video breakdown on like say men, and then a more video breakdown on like women, like focus solely on each subject, because I know it was kind of a mix of both. But yeah, nowadays if you feel like you can't find a partner, if you feel like the relationships are kind of messed up, you're not alone. It's not for no reason either. It's not, there's a reason when in the 1950s compared to now, there's a very big difference in men and women, how they act, and men's testosterone and how women naturally think and how we're tapped into masculine and feminine energy. Anyways, if you are looking to improve your lives whatsoever, My social media links are in my YouTube bio. Also have two groups, so I have a public group and a VIP group. I make money online. Me and my business partner help everyone improve their lives, so health, relationships, mindset. I do trading, that's how I make money. I'm able to travel the world. I'm in Bali right now at the moment. So if you're interested in any of that, the links are in my YouTube bio. But yeah, hopefully this video helped everyone.